creative friends. This is Soraya, and thank you so much for being here. So far, when I've been doing my 100-day project mixed media portraits, they've kind of looked like this because I was exploring different things like, say, values. I don't know exactly what I was exploring here, but whatever it was, they kind of have just the face. But over here, I feel as if a story is actually emerging. Like, there's a moon here, and there's this part here, which I am just enthralled with. Now, even though I turned, this part over here into, say, like the shoulders, and, this is going to be like a dress, I am really wanting to keep this, I don't want to cut this off. Like, I want to keep this whole thing going. It is just, I'm actually, it's kind of interesting, but for me personally, like, I keep on looking at the face, and this isn't done by any stretch, but our eyes are generally drawn to, say, a face or a figure because we're humans. So we're going to go to the face, we're going to go to the eyes. That's just kind of the way we are. And I am going like here, and then I'm going here because it's just, so I'm kind of going here, here, and then the moon really quickly, and then I'm going here, and there's just this tension that I'm really loving. So even if I didn't do anything else to this, I am so enthralled with this whole situation. So, anyways, I'm sorry for that long song and dance, you guys, but I just feel like a story is emerging, and that hasn't happened with my 100-day portraits thus far. Like, I've just been focused on, like I showed you, just the face and whatever I was working on. But now I feel like it's just getting so juicy. Yeah, so I'm just going to continue working on this piece over here. And I think what I'm going to do is I am going to add some tea bags to the mix, maybe. Or, like, I have all this luscious, delicious, like, look at this, you guys. This is all, like, my tea-soaked pieces of collage. Yeah, I might even, let me see. I don't know. Do I want to use that, or do I want to stick with my tea bags? I don't know. I might actually combine both. I don't know. But anyways, you guys, what I was going to tell you is that I soak my collage in tea, but you can find other things that you can make a bath out of, and you can soak it in that as well. I've heard of people using coffee, and then I've heard conflicting information about that. I've always used tea, but sometimes people say that coffee is too acidic, and so it can break down the papers over time. But then I've also had people say the same thing about tea, like tea can be too acidic. So I really don't know, but I have always used tea, just because, I don't know, I like the tea baths, but you can experiment, I guess, with different things. So I'm just gonna, like, put this over here. And I think I'm gonna use my dictionary pages on the hair as well, just because I love that aged look. So what I might do is put a little bit of the tea bag here. And I just want to kind of push it up top there because I want to keep it just in the hair. I don't want to keep it on the face. I don't want to put my tea bags on the face because I just feel like it, I don't know. I just like it in the hair, I guess. This is just a personal preference, you guys. So anyways, getting back to talking about your visual language, and I made a couple of videos. I'll probably try, I'll try to see if I can link it to this video. But yeah, when it comes to your visual language, you guys, what I've learned over time is if you become obsessed, and by obsessed, I do mean obsessed with every little bit of your visual language, I found in retrospect that was the thing that really helped me strengthen my visual language. So it's not like one specific thing, it's just an overarching, like, it's not just, oh, focus on color or focus on this or focus on whatever. It's just become obsessed with your visual language. That is the key. That's what, if, because I've been journaling a lot about my art, like in my studio log, and that's one of the things that has come up over and over again when I really start making inquiries about like my visual language. That is the one thing I'm seeing a pattern, is just become obsessed with it. Because when you become obsessed with your own visual language, it is going to show up in your art, because you're going to know now, you're gonna know, like, why do I like this? Why don't I like this? Why am I attracted to this? What is it? What does this mean to me? So take it seriously and become obsessed with it, and it will show up in your art. And when somebody has a strong visual language, you can like really pick up on it. Like, you will, even if you don't have that language, to say, hey, that person has really strong visual language, you will notice it. And one of the people that, like, a long time ago, I instantly knew had a strong visual language was Connie Solera. Like, I just picked up on it, like, instantly. And I don't, it was such a long time ago. Like, I don't even know if I said it like that to myself, but like, you can just tell, you guys, like, you'll just know, because it's just going to show up in your work. So, yeah, so I would just say just become like obsessed with it. And, oh, I am just loving, like, I'm going to bring this up closer, you guys. Like, look at the tea bag. Look at that. And once it dries and then I add paint to it, it's just going to become even more delicious. Now, what I am going to do is I don't want to put, like, honestly, I don't want to put like too much collage. Um, Yeah, I don't know. Do I want to put some? I might put a little bit of collage on the face. I mean, it's going to get covered up anyways, but I might just put a little bit of collage on the face here. And so I'm just going to kind of start adding a little bit of color to build up the face a little bit, even though that's not dried yet, but so, you guys, I feel that the fact that I started off with a very, like, a strong composition, I feel like it really made a big difference in this mixed media portrait, because because not only did it, like, when I sketched in the face, I was working around what I wanted to keep of my composition. But more importantly, it really, it just is creating this story, which hasn't happened with my mixed media portraits thus far. So I'm really loving this kind of approach, and plus I feel like it just has a strong composition already, because I made a design that I really love. So I'm gonna like experiment with this more, I think, like just making compositions and then putting my stuff on top of it. I think that's a good kind of a way to work for a little while and just see what comes of it. So I'm just gonna kind of like just build up my face a little bit here. I want to drag some of the stuff into the hair, like whatever I have on my paintbrush, I kind of drag it into the hair, and vice versa, because I want there to be some cohesion. That's just a good way to kind of drag some of the colors. So I'm gonna drop some of this, a little bit of this blue in here, and I'm gonna bring it into the eye sockets here. And so I'm going to think about what am I gonna do. Like, I want to keep this curve here, but I'm wondering if there's a way for me to um, differentiate between, like, say, a dress over here and the background, but still keep the curve. So I hope I'm explaining myself correctly. So when I first started making this video, I'm so drawn to this curve, you guys. And this is part of my visual language. Like, I love circles, I love curves. That's just, I just love it. So at the start of the video, I was like, oh, maybe I can just keep this whole entire piece pretty much intact. But now I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe there's a way for me to make this into a dress, keep the shoulder over here and still have a background, but I'm still going to have that curve. So I'm asking myself the question, because when I don't know what to do, I ask myself the question and hope that I'm going to get the answer. Or what I've started doing recently is writing about it in my studio log, and just getting into deeper and deeper inquiries about, what do I want to say? Why, I'll just ask myself all sorts of questions. So yeah, I'm so enthralled with this piece, you guys. And it's because of the composition. Like, it's because of, I started off with that, like, strong, the curves, the lines, just even this little moon over here. So let me just start to add. And just so you guys know, I don't know what paper I'm using because I found a stack of paper in my studio and I don't know if it is Bristol paper. I thought it was Bristol paper, but now I'm really not sure. It's not watercolor paper. And I don't think it's drawing paper. It's more, it's got a little bit more density than drawing paper. Yeah, so I don't know, but it's taking well to the media here. So okay, you guys, if you watched all the way to the end, thank you so much. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna bring this up closer here just so you guys can see. Like, look at that, you guys. Like, look at the dictionary pages. Oh my goodness. I am just loving this, and I'm just gonna kind of bring this over here. Like, look at this. Look at this, you guys. Now, it is a little better in the summertime to make these pieces because you can just lay them out in the sun and then they will be complete in no time at all. But It took me a few days, but look at this, you guys. Oh my goodness. Like, I can't even. Like, is this not just luscious? Okay, sorry, guys. Okay, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.